Rated F for fucking awesome. Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, TimothyTimPC, and I'm back again, this time with the Pokemon Psp that I'm excited to show you. This is going to be another one of my quick videos because I want to get this bitch in the mail to the gentleman who ordered it that has been patiently waiting. So let's get to it. Check it out. Starting out with the custom case and the little Pokeball keychain here. Celebrate it. Celebrate the Pokemon. This is my first venture into the world of Pokemon with this custom 128 gig. What? PSP. Let me hear it. Pokemon. Pokemon, mine. Oh, gotta catch 'em all, yeah. I actually don't think that is a song that they use. It's different. Awkward. All right, moving on. You'll see the custom case here with the Pokemon logo. This I've gone through a process of a satin clear coat to bond the decal to the PSP in the usual way to the case. So without further ado, let's open it up and let you take a look. Here, let's get that screen booted up too. There it is. So starting out, we've got the Pokemon Pokeball decal on the analog stick. This is a red PSP with the white buttons. And did I wipe off the back? Is it covered in fingerprints? It's moderately covered in fingerprints. Ah, my nemesis! I'm going to chop my fingers off. And there'll be some, no, because then there'll be some kind of other terrible prints. All right, hold on. I'm just going to give it a little custom polish. Yeah, that's better. All right, so we got the Pokeball on the back in the middle, replacing the Psp logo on the back of the PSP. This was a request. He requested that I do it in this specific way, which is crazy that he requested that because I already had plans to do a PSP exactly like this. And so I was actually already in the process of getting it done. You see the custom menu here. Everything is working great on this. Man, there was a waiting process on this one. And so I'm very grateful to him for being so patient. This one goes out to a gentleman in the U.S. Army, yeah, who loves Pokemon. And I just think that's so cool that, when it comes to video games and Pokemon, or whether it be Sonic, Mario Brothers, or Mega Man, it's all kinds in the world that are drawn to those games. And guys in the Army, regular wuss like me over here, we just, we love the games we grew up with. Something I do want to note about this PSP, this red is actually, it's coming off as a little pink in the video here. It's just because of the contrast of, I think, how my camera is picking it up. This red is definitely darker than the red here, but I think the contrast is just making it look a little bit more washed out. Because looking at it with my eyes, as I look around the camera, it is definitely a darker red. So there's the Pokeball on the back. And I went ahead and gave him upgrade. I did this for free. Get this bitch out. Hold on. The tricky battery covers on a PSP. Delicate and fragile. I upgraded him to the 2600 mAh milliamp hours battery. I was thinking about doing I don't know if you've noticed online that there is a mod where you can add a much larger 3000 milliamp battery into the PSP. You've got to do some destruction and kind of cut the PSP apart, take out the UMD drive, which I don't really have a problem with that, because a lot of times for modding purposes, to get everything that I do to run right, sometimes I need to disable the UMD drive. And so, I mean, besides, you don't use it anyways when you're dealing with a modded memory card, and you're running all your games off there. And then I noticed these little guys, 2600 mAh. I don't have to cut the PSP apart. Fuck, I don't have to do anything. I just put the battery in and it works. So I think that the 3000 milliamp hours in the battery was good idea before these came out, because it's quite some surgery. If you're curious, look it up. There's videos online of how to do it, but you pretty much have to murder your PSP. Although I do want to do a mega battery mod. I do want to do something, but yeah, I'm thinking of something else, and I'm tempted to tell you, but I'm not going to give it away. I've talked to one of you out there and kind of discussed what my plans are, and I think I'm going to do it. All right, and enough of the telling you but not telling you talk. Let me show you some of the stuff on here. Just a brief kind of cursory glance on what is on this PSP. So the guy was obviously into the Pokemon games and into RPGs. And so that's what we've got here. And I really tried to pack this thing full. You'll notice that we've got 1, 2, 3 folders for Psp Games and Psp Minis. Now, I did have somebody comment a while back that that there are more Psp Minis than I feature in the Minis folder. I'm aware of that. I am. There's a little secret for you. Most of the Psp Minis games, brace yourself, are dog shit. They're not good. So I try to hold off on loading the PSP down with too many dog shit games. But you have the right handful, the right selection of them. I think there's like 40 on there. I think that's plenty. I think that's good. They are fun to mess around with. I really find that Psp Minis are the games that you play when, like, I don't know, you're waiting at the doctor's office, or you're bored, and I don't know, you just want to check some shit out, and you don't feel like playing on your cell phone. You want some tactile buttons. All right, so one of the main features on this PSP that is brand new, this little menu, Pokemon hacks. So these are Pokemon hacks that were done, ROM hacks for the Game Boy Advance. The modding community got really serious on Pokemon games when it comes to the Game Boy Advance. There's a lot of Pokemon games out for the Game Boy Advance. So this is everything that I could find, and that's all loaded through the GB Sp Game Boy emulator with its custom menu here. And you see that, some of the Pokemon cartridge box art. And some homebrew. Pokemon Gray is a homebrew game that came out a while back and specifically formatted for the PSP. This is some Psp Homebrew. And obviously you get all the same stuff that you get in all my PSPs. You get your old school, all of that stuff's on here. With 128 gigs, you get, with 128 gigs, you pretty much get everything I can throw at you. It is truly a mega collection of games. So you've got your PlayStation 1 stuff. And I just went through and, you know, he said he was into RPGs. And as you guys know, I am a fan. So I loaded it up with everything that I thought was worth a shit. And also with, you know, with 128 gigs, I can fit all the other cool stuff, like, you know, like Siphon Filter and, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, fucking Tenshu, Tekken. Big fan of Tekken. I worked at a movie theater and we had one of the Tekken arcade machines. We used to put that bitch on free play, you know, after the theater closed and just play our asses off. South Park. You ever play that game? Yeah, check it out. It's pretty good. Then we got your PSP games. I'm just kind of blow through here and show you some stuff. Look at that satisfying menu load time as we get into everything that's on here, including the Turtles and Street Fighter Alpha Max, Star Wars games, Force Unleashed, Sonic, Ridge Racer, Rainbow Six Vegas, Power Stone, Phantasy Star 2. Oh yeah. That menu load, that makes me happy when you're like waiting. Just have to wait a little longer to load. That tells you there's a lot of fucking games in there, bruh. Jak and Daxter. Darkstalkers, great fighting game. A lot of games on here. You get the idea, right? As we're going through and I'm showing you everything. I just really wanted to make this video, number one, because he asked, hey, are you going to be making a video for this one? And I was like, when it comes to videos, I totally like making them and I like being able to show you guys what I've done. But when it comes down to it, the most important thing is the customer, whoever's ordered this, the fact that they get it in a timely manner. I don't like making people wait. I don't. I don't necessarily work fast, but I try to get things done right. And I'm really happy with how this one came out. And that is the super most important to me, that it comes out as something that I would like to kind of have in my collection, or that I think looks good. I obsess over small details sometimes. You know, we're dealing with used PSPs. These things aren't brand new. And so a lot of times you're going to have to deal with a certain amount of imperfection and stuff. But I try to keep that to a minimum and do my best with what I have. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. If you want to get a hold of me, you know what to do. TimothyTimPC@yahoo.com. You can shoot me an email, or obviously you can check me out on the Facebook page, TimothyTimPSP. I have some new stuff in the works. Some new stuff on the way. Here, you know, actually, I'm going to give you a little teaser. I am. Hold on here. All right, so some of the stuff that I have coming up that I've been working on. Some of you have asked, like, you've noticed, like, the videos have been slowing down recently. That's because I'm trying to get into some new stuff. not just PSP related. You know, I did the GameCube, and no, I'm sorry, not the GameCube, the Wii, and that was really just kind of for fun. But speaking of my misspeak, Nintendo GameCube is something that I'm going to be working on here relatively soon. You'll be seeing a video on that using Action Replay to load GameCube games right off the modified memory card. See, that's a slot here for an SD card. So I'm working on that. I also have some Raspberry Pi stuff on the way. And this is one that I'm excited about. The Sega Dreamcast. Doing a mod on this one. And now most of the mods that you're going to see for these other systems are going to be software mods, not cosmetic, just because, well, honestly, it's harder to cosmetically mod a Dreamcast or something. You gotta, gotta find the right stuff. And honestly, and I'm not a fan of very many of the painted consoles and stuff. I don't know. I feel like they come out weird. But this one, as you can see, has a modification in the back where we are loading games right off the SD card. I'm using the serial port on the back of the Dreamcast. And the final thing that I'm excited about is my PlayStation Vita. A lot of people have asked about the Vita. It's more difficult to hack, and so there are some limitations there. But this is my PlayStation Vita, and with this wood grain skin on it. Man, I just really think it's fun. I'm a big fan of the Vita. I love the Vita. But as far as hacking goes, it can be difficult if you don't have the right firmware on your Vita. This one I have modified with some emulators and stuff. And once I get all that stuff figured out, I'll definitely be doing a Vita video. I would like to get a hold of one, obviously, with the lower firmware so that I can really trick it out. But all these things are coming. I'm working on all this stuff to show you guys and just trying to bring some new stuff in the channel. And of course, more PSPs to come. We've got a sweet Sonic the Hedgehog coming out that I am really happy with. Really put a lot of work into the custom case. It's pretty cool. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for coming to check out the video. And you know what I always have to say here. Game on!
Game on!
Yeah, game on!